Hello everyone, welcome to the monastery living room today. Uh, I was going to read through a little Q&A that was between Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj, that famous sage from Bombay who I like because he made cigarettes. I, anyway, he has a wonderful conversation. He's a realized seer, and so there's always a lot of depth to his very simple language. And I wanted to just look at a very interesting little piece today. He's inviting us, he says, why not turn away from the experience to the experiencer and realize the full import of the only true statement that you can make, I am. Descartes arrived at that realization, that there's only one constant, this I am. You exist, I exist. That's the only thing that we can say for sure. If you don't believe that to be true, start with that. Meditate on that and see the truth of that. Find out how that is true. But take his invitation. Why not turn away from the experience to the experiencer and realize the full import of the only true statement you can make, I am. Now you, just like his disciple, is going to ask, how do I do that? And here's what Sri Nisargadatta says to you. There is no how here. It's not something to be done, you see. It's something to be undone. You've been hypnotized into a false idea of yourself by the ever-changing, frenetic colors and sounds, sights, feelings, tastes of the world. And now we have to let go of that for a moment. We have to undo our attention. Once our attention comes off of those things and is settled on that which is experiencing those things, much of this will fall into place. So it's not an accomplishment. It's not a doer. It's an undoing. There is no how here. Just keep in mind the feeling I am. Merge in it till your mind and feeling become one. By repeated attempts, you will stumble on the right balance of attention and affection, and your mind will be firmly established in the thought feeling, I am. Whatever you think, whatever you say and do, this sense of immutable and affectionate being remains as the ever-present background of the mind. This is something I think we all definitely want, definitely are looking for, and it exists within us. He's saying here that by taking your eyes off of the changing, you'll become aware of the affection and immutability of your being, that there's a bliss in it, that your nature is blissful. A few years ago, I was in Santa Barbara, and I was watching this beautiful sunset. My goodness, it was the most beautiful sunset I think I've ever seen. And oddly enough, at some point, an empty McDonald's bag went blowing across the beach. And my eyes left this beautiful sunset and was tracking this bag across the beach. And I found that horribly entertaining. I really was quite amazed that my eyes were more interested in looking at the moving McDonald's bag than this beautiful yet relatively unmoving sunset in the background. And how something that was significantly less beautiful in one perspective than the sunset was somehow more important just because of the changing nature of it. It caught my mind's attention. And you see, that's the nature of mind. The mind is attracted to things that change. It's attracted to things that move and that flash and that are full of color. And when it looks at them, it forgets the beauty of the unchanging sunset which lies behind. In metaphor for yourself, that blissful, intelligent, ever-present self. And so here, Sri Nisargadatta is inviting you to take a moment. Try and look at your mind and ask who is watching. Become aware of that sense of I am. It's the only thing that you can really know about yourself, really experience about yourself. And its nature is bliss. I was having lunch with a Swami, with actually a couple of Swamis. This was probably almost 20 years ago in San Francisco in the monastery there. And this elderly Swami that was visiting had said to Swami Prabhutananda, I learned something very important about desire recently. And Swami Prabhutananda was like, really? What is that? And the Swami said, I came to understand that when you have a desire fulfilled, That joy that you feel at having the desire fulfilled does not come from the desire being fulfilled. He says, I noticed what happens is that for a moment, when a desire is fulfilled, you are without desire. And in that moment of no desire, the natural bliss that is within you becomes apparent, but only for a short time, because the next desire is already beginning to block it out. I was a novice at the time, and when I heard that, I was very perplexed, and I've been thinking about that for many, many, many years, and have finally known it to be true. So take your eyes off of the experience. Put it on the experiencer. Now you find the challenge in that statement is you can't really do your eyes, it's your attention. And there's not a thing, you are not an object, and you are not separate from yourself, so you cannot see yourself. It would be like if I told you right now, look at your face. You cannot look at your face. You can look at a reflection of your face. And ironically, that's exactly what you're doing when you're watching the mind. You're watching a reflection of yourself in the mind. But what you do when you're trying to look at your face, you have to just put attention toward your face and feel the existence of your face, the nature of your face, but not with eyes, not with any of the senses actually. And so it's a very similar process. Experiment with it. Go inside and see if you can find it. See if you can experience your being without any of the color of the changing world. See what's there for yourself and find out for yourself that your nature is blissful, that you are content already, that you have all that you need.